Welcome to our Superfood Social. My name is Nirankar, and we've been sharing as a group, and we just pressed record so that this part of our Superfood Social can be shared with you. And so I would like, before I go into what brings us together tonight, I would love to introduce Rajni as my co-host and have her present here on this recording. I'm gonna pin her for just a second to say hello.
Hi and welcome. Thank you for coming. And we are excited to share our stories and a little bit about the company and these amazing superfoods.
Great. Well, I want to share a little bit about this company and this opportunity. So very quickly, as I began my health coaching business, I really noticed that women tend to put everyone else first, including myself. And go ahead and drop a 1 in the comment if that's you. You know how to take care of everyone else in your family, including your animals. And usually your needs are coming second. I know that when I became a mom, that was definitely true for me. And so I was praying at that time, it would be great to have something to share with women to help them really nourish themselves and not anything that requires a lot of time. And I have very high standards. So this had to be something with a pure heart, with pure intention, with high values for our culture, for the environment, for humanity. And what that meant for me is that it didn't participate in a lot of in any chemicals, any fillers, any extra things that our body didn't need. And so when I was introduced to these products, I was a purist. I really liked whole foods. It's not that I loved cooking, but I thought that that we were designed to really eat whole foods. And so as close to the earth as I could get, that's what I wanted. And so when a friend of mine introduced me to these superfoods, I went into it very cautiously. What is this? What is this company all about? And there's this very quick story that always touches my heart about how this company began. So Dave Sandoval and Amy Venner are the founders and current runners, if that's how of this company. Dave is the formulator of the superfoods formulations, and Amy kind of runs a lot of the back end, like the company part. And the way Dave and Amy met is really a sweet story that began the heartbeat of this company. Dave had formulated these set of, I think, 3 or 4 greens that he brought together: wheatgrass, spirulina, barley powder, and I believe one more. So these were all, he had worked with Anne Wegamore. If any of you have known the sprouting world or have been in the sprouting world before, Anne Wegamore is well known for her knowledge on sprouting and how vital sprouts can be for our health, in specifically alkalinizing our system, alkalinizing our blood. And so when our body is more acidic, it tends to proliferate these disease states, inflammation being one of them. And so Dave had created this formula, and he was going to trade shows, and Amy was working for another company and was at a trade show, and her skin had a lot of acne. She tells this beautiful story. She had a problem with acne, and she was very shy and not a lot of self-confidence, in her 20s, very young. And Dave came up to her and what we call care fronted her and said, I think I have a formula that might help your skin. And so Amy ended up taking this formula. It's now called the Kamut blend, and it's currently still part of the company. And Amy started taking this green powder it with water, and sure enough, it helped her digestion, helped her alkalinize her system, helped her detox her liver, and her face cleared up. Well, Dave and Amy started a relationship at that time, ended up getting married, started to lobby the US government together for the organic food label. So before organic foods even existed, Dave and Amy really started to work with farmers and know what farmers needed because they were wanting the best quality products for this green juice. And so they started to lobby the US government. We're part of getting the organic food label on our foods right now. So that's the heart and soul of this company. That was 20 or plus years ago. And then, so now the company has over 65 products that are all grown in regenerative soil. And so that was part of their value, their standard at the time, is that not only was it organic, but it had to be good for the planet, good regenerative for our bodies and the environment, so that it's good for everybody. And then they also decided to use a selling model that takes out the middleman so that prices can remain lower at a very, very high quality, and we can spread wealth throughout our communities, instead of putting that wealth with one company, one distributor, essentially. So we are, Rajni, myself, and my mom, and at least one other friend. No, she's no longer on the call. We are affiliates to the company, but they distribute, they grow, create, formulate, and distribute the products for us. So that's the model that they've chosen. And I believe it is such a heart-centered model. It's super fun. It's a delight to, as a health coach, I love that it's not just here, try this product. It's try this product and let me support you. I really want to support your well-being. And that's really important to me. And that's the build of the company. And another couple of things just about them. We've gone to a 99% plastic free. So there's one product that they offer right now that comes in plastic, and that has been a little harder to happen, but everything else comes in compostable bags. So we're not contributing to the landfills. So I cut up the bags and bury them in my backyard. And so I've been now taking these products for 3 years, and I continue to find aspects of this company that I'm so proud of. And so those are just a couple of aspects of the company that work with my values, that I can very in such an authentic way say, just see if this helps your system alkalinize and detoxify and helps you feel better. So I want to just pause a minute and just, Rajni, is there anything that I forgot? Anything you want me to elaborate on or add?
No, I think you covered the company very well. And one of the things that is so very cool that kind of encouraged me too is the fact they trust the product. They know the product is so well, they value it, that they give like what is it, a 60-day money back guarantee. So I mean that really sold me, because I've taken other, smoothie, powdered drinks before and wasn't too happy with it. So, I mean, that just really shows the integrity too of the company and the quality, because obviously if it wasn't high quality, they'd be giving a lot of money back and wouldn't be moving forward. So I think that says a lot.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because it reminded me of some other aspects of these products that I'm really proud of. I learned over the past, I'm learning things all the time, and last week I learned that a majority of the farms that the company works with are over 150 miles from other farms because it's very hard in this day and age of GMO products. It's hard to avoid toxins because they ride on the air and in the water. And so Dave and Amy have worked with farmers that have created a distance from other farms to try and avoid any of these pesticides, herbicides that get into our food system unknowingly, even when they're organic. So that is really important to me. Is that they have? I'm going to let somebody else in here. That they really are working with farmers that know how to avoid and these toxins as much as possible. So, oh, and I also wanted to describe how the products, they're grown in regenerative soil, but they're allowed to ripen to their peak ripeness. Much of our food in our grocery stores is picked very early, and so that it doesn't go bad in the grocery stores and shipped long distances. So these products are allowed to ripen right at the farm, and then they're juiced right at the farm, and then they're dried in less than 88 degrees. So they're dried in a way, wind dried, in a way that really holds in the nutrients. So each of these products that I'm about to share with you have a very high level of nutrition. Yes, thank you. My mom also put in the chat something else I wanted to share is that they're third party tested right before they're packaged. So they're tested right at the site from someone third party, and when you go and tour the center, the plant, you can see how the products are tested for any of these byproducts, any toxins, any chemicals, any fillers, etc., etc. So I would like to bring my mom on and just have. I would love for you to share your story, Mom. Are you? I'm gonna pin you. I'm gonna unpin myself and pin you if I can find you. There you are. So, yeah, what's been your experience?
It's really nice to be here, and I feel honored to share my story with all of you and send love and light out to all of you. If you have questions, please ask them. I will start my story way back when Nirankar was very young, and I decided.
Please continue, Mom. Thank you.
So when Dana and her sisters were very young, I decided to cut out all the sugar, all the white flour, and came up against some resistance from them. But that was the beginning of my journey in looking at changing the way I saw my diet, the way I saw nutrition, taking on the system with fluoride and several other things. I need to take a deep breath here. Anyway, so I began to use supplements, And that journey was not at all planned. It was more me using my intuition on what I thought I needed and the supplements that I could use. And that went on. And to find a balance in my energy centers, I was also using sacrocranial massage. And that really helped with my energy in my body and that kind of things. And that went on until 2004 that I used these, the supplements that I guessed at. And then in 2004, a wrench got thrown into my life where I couldn't think, I couldn't do my job. And I ended up at that point going to the doctors because my thought process was not there. And they did all kinds of tests. They thought I had a stroke. And I went to a neurologist, EKG. They did EKGs on me, all of those things. And what it came down to is I went and had a sacrocranial appointment one evening, and my therapist said to me, you need to see her life partner, who is a nutritional chiropractor, because the general medical system was not giving me any answers. They kept saying, what are you going to do when we can't help you? So I did go see the doctor, who's a nutritional chiropractor, and immediately was told that I was toxic on heavy metals. And then came my journey on finding out how to bring up my adrenal system, how to bring up my system so that we could work on stripping those metals out of my body. That took on at least from 9 months to a year that I dealt with a lot of gastrointestinal problems. I had trouble. I could hardly get to work. But what happened in the end is the use of supplements and the use of bringing up my adrenal system got me back on track, got my brain working, got my energy up, and it was an amazing process for me. And so then from then, that was my journey until in 2021, when Nirankar said, I was looking for a new protein shake. And she says, I have these products that are absolutely amazing. And I think you should try them, Mom. And I got on the superfoods. And what I experienced in 2001 was, I was concerned at that point. I mean, so that was 3 years ago. So that would have made me 73. And I was concerned about losing muscle tissue. I was concerned about aging. I was concerned about brain function, all of those things. And so let me go back a little bit because I'm still dealing with, anyway. What they found was the heavy metals is that I was off the charts with lead. I mean, off the charts. So stripping that away took the 9 months to a year and then got me on the journey of supplements. In 2021, I have been on the superfoods. My muscle tissues have increased, my energy has increased, I've lost weight, I've gained emotional stability. When I turned 75, what I gave myself was, I decided one day, I watched Nirankar, my granddaughter, and water ski, and that was a decision. I would water ski, and I water skied. Believe me, it was not easy, but that's another story. I was able to water ski. It increased my gastrointestinal functioning, my emotional functioning, my stress, to address issues of the past and today. And it has been amazing for me. It has also taught me the way we started this. It has also taught me to intuitively address the issues in my body and to pay attention to them, and then make adjustments in my program from that. What I like about the superfoods is when I was just on supplements, it was a guess. These are whole foods that are replacements for my food, and that works for me, and I really, really enjoy what I'm using. And maybe we'll get to talk about that. Please ask questions, and if I missed anything, this has been a journey. So,
Yes, thanks, Midge. Before we move on, any questions for my mom? Actually, we'll put the questions at the end. I think for now, I would love to have Rajni maybe share a little bit of your story, and then I'll share what we're talking about with these products, this 90-day protocol.
Sure, and I'll just be brief. My main inspiration is I just wanted to do a cleanse. And like I said, I didn't have very high expectations. But what happened during 30 days is that I lost 10 pounds. I stopped having some pain and inflammation issues that I was having. I have a lot more energy. And my immune system is rock solid. I haven't been sick since I started taking the products in July, even though I went through one of the most stressful times of my life recently after my mother died and then my husband broke up with me. So I am, and my digestion, I didn't really think my digestion was bad. And I don't really talk about this much with people, but I mean, I've had the most incredible oops in my life. It's like, wow. Yeah. So I know my digestion is working really well also. So that's my story
Yeah.
in a nutshell.
Beautiful. And I'll just share quickly my story. I was having I didn't know that I needed these products either. I knew I wanted to share them, but when I started taking them, the inflammation in my knees got better, my energy got better. I have more I feel even more vital than I did. I can exercise in ways that I was starting to question, like hiking long distances and things like that. My knees would get really tired. My knees feel better. Again, digestion improved, sleep improved. So it was one of, now they're just such a part of the weave of my food. They have just incorporated there. I don't see them as supplements, although they supplement my diet in amazing ways. And so I'm going to share a protocol. It's a 90-day protocol that we recommend starting with. And the reason we recommend this, of the 65 products that are out there that are all grown in this way, without fillers, without synthetics, without any toxins, these 5 products create a very supportive weave for your body. And so there's at least there are 5 main areas, but they create a supportive network for you to build off of. And so in this 90-day protocol, then you can begin to experience your body in a different way, and it's extremely supportive to any aspect that you wish to change. So the more, our conditions, our inflammation, et cetera, didn't start overnight. And so these 5 products give a supportive groundwork for the body to begin detoxifying and alkalinizing. Those are really the 2 things that are happening. That you're alkalinizing and detoxifying through your organs, through your liver, mainly through your digestion. It's also healing your gut lining. So the glyphosate, we didn't really cover that, but I'm going to show you a picture of the products and talk to you a little bit about glyphosate. If you've heard of glyphosate, put a 1 in the chat, just so I know. Anyone? Okay, yeah, I see one's holding up. Good, and I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Okay, this is, I'm going to click here on the lifestyle subscription because this is the 90-day protocol that we're talking about. And I'm gonna come down. These are 4 of the protocols that are an option, but I'm actually gonna show you this ULT plus just the regular ULT. I also highly recommend this immune ULT because ULT stands for Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. These are the 5 products that I'm talking about. And these are some of the benefits of those products, but I'm gonna bounce down to the bottom and show you them here in this way. So each 90-day protocol comes with an option of 5 different shakes. So this is just 1 here. And some of the shakes are heavy on greens. Some of the shakes are a bit heavier on sprouted grains, adaptogenic herbs, and mushrooms. And then there's another shake that is very high in fruits. And they're all alkalinizing, and some of them have varying degrees of protein. So you mix them with water. You can blend them in a blender. You can add some things. You can add alternative milks. You can add, or just use water, or just drink them plain. And this is the majority of this 90-day protocol. You drink 2 shakes a day, ideally for 90 days. And they can be meal replacements, but they don't need to be. This Biomedic product is the flagship product for pulling glyphosate out of your system. So glyphosate is an herbicide that farmers across the world, country, certainly in the United States, are using it's a desiccant. So they put it on grains to make them drier, to make them store longer. And any GMO products that are out there, seeds, have glyphosate in them. That is their design. So when the company like Roundup, if you've heard of Roundup, to reduce the weeds out there, then they created plants that are resistant to the Roundup so that those plants live, but the Roundup kills the weeds. Well, what it's doing to our belly is exactly what it's doing to the weeds. Our cilia are being destroyed, and it's creating leaky gut, which is then creating other health issues. And this Biomedic is the only product on the market that has passed the Detox Project's certification to remove glyphosate. So it's the only product that I know of that has been certified to remove glyphosate from our system. It also heals our gut and is a prebiotic and probiotic. The super aminos I'm just going to make sure. What I realized is that when, yes, exactly, it is a neurotoxin and destroys our gut. What I realize is that when I share my screen, I can't see any of you, which tonight proves a bit dangerous. So, Rajni, you're in charge. So the Super Amino 23 builds muscle, helps your body burn fat. But this is such a complex product. So when we eat proteins, the body needs to break down those proteins to building blocks called amino acids. Those amino acids are created by going through the digestive process, mainly the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen. They all need to work hard in order to break down proteins. These products are from non-soy legumes. They are fully vegan, fully vegetarian, and they are what we call 90. When the body uses protein, we can measure how much it uses by this net nitrogen utilization. And these are 99% utilized by the body within 23 minutes. They go right into the bloodstream. So you take them and immediately your muscles have amino acids to use. They're already broken down, basically digested for the body. So your liver can rest and all of your gallbladder can rest, which is why this system is so detoxifying. And so the super aminos support their part of this weave. And then the apothecary is tart cherry juice, organic tart cherry juice. It is good for reducing inflammation, good for good sleep at night. It has its own naturally occurring melatonin. And it tastes super yummy. Oh, well, I think all the products, the shakes and the apothecary taste great. The other things you just chew or swallow, so it doesn't matter. But apothecary really leaves in our house. I have a 14-year-old daughter that loves it every night before bed. And then the Super Cleansar is a parasite cleanse. So this helps to release any parasites from your gut lining. And you take that, you wait 10 days, take that so that it helps to clear your colon lining, wait 20 days, and then take it again. And I'm going to stop my screen because I realize the time and I want to make sure that we have time for questions. And so let me know. Any questions out there? Anything I missed, Rajni, Mom?
I think you did a great job. I mean, that was a lot of information and you whipped through it with great detail.
Okay. Any questions?
Hi, I've got a question.
Yes. Kenna, go ahead.
Uh-huh. I heard your mom say that she uses I don't know, maybe the shakes or something in place of her meal. Is that correct?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Mom.
Yes, there are, as Nirankar talked about, there are 5, and they're always adding shakes, so there may be more than that. Some of them are definite meal replacements. That works for me.
Uh-huh.
Every morning, I'll just tell you a little quickly about my routine. Is I wake up, I take my super aminos, because I have found that really helps with my muscle tissue increasing and also my stamina. And then I let that digest for a half an hour, at least more. And then I have my shake. And sometimes I eat oatmeal and sometimes I will eat something else. So I will use regular whole foods, organic whole foods at other times also. along with my shakes.
Okay, because every morning I have organic frozen fruit sod and organic pea protein and then organic coconut milk, and I eat it like a cereal.
And
So
um, you don't, I have found that I did not need to change my routine. And as I used the superfoods longer, my routine changed itself.
okay,
Intuitively, I made the changes and found that I was no longer craving things that I had craved in the past.
okay. All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thanks for asking.
you're welcome.
Ronnie, it sounds, did you have a question as well?
Yeah. Um, it sounded like these 5 products kind of work together and each have different specific things that they address. And is it like, if you feel like there's something in there that you don't really need, do you have to get that one too? Like, do you have to follow this protocol exactly? Or can you choose things that you feel or that you intuitively get might be useful for you?
It's a
I mean,
great,
how does this work? Yeah. I don't know.
I'm gonna let Rajni address this one. Great question.
Yeah, it is a great question. The 90-day protocol was really established for kind of the mainstream people, like an introduction to help people with a lifestyle change. But people that are already very, very health conscious and already I'll have an alkalizing diet, which I'm assuming you do because you're eating vegetarian, and it sounds like Kenna probably does too. So in those cases, you can go in and look at the variety of products and find something that's specifically going to meet a need that what you're using right now isn't getting met. So that's kind of how I would answer that question. Do you have anything else that I missed about that, or that you would want to add, Nirankar or Midge?
No, I agree. It's really helpful for some people to get on a schedule. And the schedule is very, very helpful, and the products all work together. And when we tap into our intuition and we know that, Ronnie, you might actually be interested in researching some of the other products that may deepen where you are on your journey. And so, for instance, there's an amazing product called Ionic Elements that adds minerals to to our food right now, because there's so much in our environment that's pulling minerals out of our system, including heavy metals. So, for instance, there's tons of other products that could supplement and support you that aren't in the 90-day protocol. But for a lot of people, the protocol is amazing. Yeah, go ahead, Mom.
I used the protocol to begin with, and then since then, in the last 3 years, have made adjustments. But that's why I think Nirankar shared this, that this is a community of women that are absolutely amazingly fantastic and are very supportive. So if you have those questions and you're wondering how these products will fit into your life, sharing that on a call with Nirankar or Rajni or all of us together, will really be helpful. And I think that's the thing to know, that we're all individuals and we take our journey that way, and asking for help with that. So thanks for asking that, Rodney.
Yeah, we meet every Thursday morning. It's a little early for Mountain Time or Pacific Time. It's at 9:30 Eastern. I've been thinking about whether we need to make that a little later in the morning. But we meet every week on a Thursday morning, and those of us who are taking the superfoods meet, and we do a little wild flow, and then we support each other in, the next level of our own health, emotional health, spiritual health, and superfood lifestyle health. Any other questions?
Hi, this is Kenna. I was just wondering, how much does this program cost?
Great question. It works. It works out to be about, for the 90-day protocol, for that period of time, it works out to be about $12 a day. And yeah, so it's about $12 a day for the protocol, and it puts you into, you don't, let's just leave it at that. Yeah, about $12 a day. That gets you all 5 products for 90 days.
So what's 12 times 90?
Well, you would pay 30 days at a time. So it would be the first 30 days and then the second 30 days. And so that $12 a day for 30 days is approximate, depending on which shakes you choose, whether you customize it, depending on which protocol you select. And Rajni and my mom both have discount codes that will give you 25% off. And then if you enter the 90-day process, you have reward points that accumulate that you can use in your to order new products.
Okay. Sounds doable.
Yeah, and since, we're getting to the close here of our evening, whoever invited you to this meeting, you're welcome, we'll follow up with you, or you can track us down and ask any other questions you have, or we can, get on the website with you and show you the products if you want to look at, different things. As Nirankar pointed out, there are some of the ULTs have other additional, like the immune or maybe the collagen. So there might be something more specific that you're trying to address. So that's where we can help you, on a more individual basis, kind of dial in what's going to work best for you and help you on that journey.
Yeah, it's really beautiful to customize this. So depending on what your goals are, that's why we like to touch base with you individually, and I'm happy to stay on now as well, so that we can answer any questions about which products would be best for you. All right, I'm going to stop the recording.